Hello again from Atlanta. I'm Advocate Sports columnist Scott Rappelet with our LSU football beat writer Brooks Cabina with a Peach Bowl video report sponsored by Hancock Whitney Bank. We talked to the coordinators and players from both teams today. That was our first big media availability. We won't talk to them tomorrow, so we had the big things last. But there was a lot that was said today at the press conferences.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's still a lot of talk about whether Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the starting running back for LSU, will be available to play in the Peach Bowl after suffering a hamstring injury last week. And Steve Ginsminger kind of gave an update there.
He said he thought he would play, and Edwards-Helaire was optimistic yesterday, and that's fine, but we just came from practice at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and we did not see Clyde at all.
No, we didn't, and they were out there for 15 minutes. Clyde was not there. We'll get another chance on Thursday to see whether Clyde will be practicing or not, but as the rotation was out there, and you kind of take it with a grain of salt, doesn't mean that's the rotation's going to be. But Ty Davis-Price was first, and then Chris Curry, and then John Emery. Those are going to be the running backs who pick up the load there for sure. But the defensive side of the ball as well for the coordinators today. Got a chance to talk to Dave Aranda for the first time since the summer, and that means it was also the first time since reports came out that linked him to the head coaching job over at UNLV. And he said the interest came mostly from the UNLV end. He was honest about the talks that were there. He said there was only preliminary talks, and that's about as far as it got. And he said he gives advices to younger coaches as well. If opportunities come out, you got to go check them out and see the opportunities for you and your family and check out the situation. But he says head coaching, which was interesting to me, was he said head coaching has always been an interest for him, and he dated it all the way back to the time he was a GA at Texas Tech. And it seems like it's something that he's very interested in, and he's going to have more opportunities as his success continues to grow.
That was a little bit surprising because there's been a lot of thought, does Dave just want to be a coordinator? Does he want to lead? Was his next step be the NFL as a coordinator? But obviously he does have interest in that vein because he at least talked to them, otherwise it would have shut them down. But they probably weren't going to compete quite as much as UNLV. He's making it LSU.
Well, the UNLV job was interesting. Dave has a lot of connections to the West. He coached at Utah State. He's from California, went to college there. And it probably wouldn't have taken as much money to get him just because of the UNLV situation. They're moving into a new stadium. They've got some backing financially. The program seems to be up with some of the recruits that were there. So those are the things that were kind of interesting to him. But I think the final point he said this morning was it's tough to beat the situation he's got here. He's making $2.5 million per year. He's the highest paid assistant coach in the country, and he's got a team that's going to the national championship. So those are tough things to beat. And I think it's going to take an incredible offer for somebody to take Dave Aranda out of Baton Rouge.
Of course, we also talked to the coordinators and some players from Oklahoma, Jalen Hurts, Alex Grinch. It was good to talk to Alex Grinch, the Oklahoma defensive coordinator on
Christmas Eve.
Jalen Hurts was interesting. He talked about the fan support that he's had at two schools now, at Oklahoma and Alabama, where he was before. But he didn't want to talk very much about his days at Alabama. He was asked a couple of questions about it, and it sounds like he's just trying to keep the focus on what they do, which is understandable to a certain degree. Keep the focus on what they're doing here and the challenge they have facing LSU. And of course, the talk from Steve Ginsminger too was that Oklahoma, while they've lost a couple of players, they may have the fastest defense LSU.
Alex Grinch, the turnaround that they've had defensively at Oklahoma is substantial. Last year was what inhibited them in all the games that they lost, and Alabama got ahead early because of that. But they're good and getting pressure, and if Clyde Edwards-Helaire doesn't play, that's another thing. If they can get pressure on Joe Burrow and some of the check downs aren't there, then they might have a little bit of trouble there. But Oklahoma, what they like to do offensively, and Dave Aranda talked about this as well, they've cut down on their plays. It was about 90 to 100 last year. It's 60 to 70 now. They're running the ball more, controlling the clock more, so that's helped on the defensive side as well. So some of the similar things that you've seen helps you try to adapt to throughout this year.
Well, follow us all week at theadvocate.com and in the pages of The Advocate for our coverage of the Peach Bowl. Once again, we'll be here. Merry Christmas to everyone. This has been a presentation of Hancock Whitney Bank.